Happy holidays, everybody, and Tony here with my review of Juha Uusitalo, The Spirit of Christmas, which was recorded in 2007 at Sony Music Entertainment in Finland and released on October 31, 2008. Aside from Juha Uusitalo being the soloist as the bass baritone, the conductor was Atso Almilla with the Turku Philharmonic Orchestra, and this album included such renowned classics like Silent Night, Holy Night, which is sung here in Finnish as Joulujö, Joulujö, German classics such as Maria durch ein Donval ging, and French classics such as Il est né le divin enfant. Ever since I was a young teenager, I have always admired, adored, and worshipped the ground that Juha Uusitalo walked on vocally and theatrically. I have been thoroughly fascinated with this gentleman who boasted such a wide, diverse, and exciting repertoire, from the purely baritonal roles of Tonio from I Pagliacci, Il Conte di Luna from Il Trovatore, and Verdi's Macbeth, as well as Scarpia from Puccini's Tosca, to bass baritone roles such as Wotan from the Ring Tetralogy by Wagner, and even Don Pizarro from Beethoven's Fidelio, to true bass roles such as Mephistopheles from Gounod's Faust, and even the more villain baritone parts like Iago from Otello. And I dare not forget about his poignant amfortas. This man could accomplish anything and nearly everything in his power. I've been truly amazed with what he could truly accomplish. And as I purchased a DVD of Beethoven's Fidelio live from Valencia, starring Waltraud Maya as Leonore and Peter Seifert as Florestan, Juha Uusitalo appeared as Don Pizarro. So when I heard his voice on DVD, it was resonant, powerful, incisive, and had that rich, round, and dark quality that I always admire in many a true bass baritone. Sure, some might complain about him being throaty, or him sounding monochromatic, or him not possessing so much charisma, or having some type of forced darkness in his voice, but I never spotted that with Juha Uusitalo. His voice is in fact unnaturally dark, well projected, and awesomely dynamic bass baritone voice that can reach those low, dark, and cavernous depths, while also providing some exciting high notes, thus showing how versatile he is. And on top of that, his voice also had sufficient power, heft, excitement, and oodles upon oodles of virility to make him a thoroughly charismatic performer. He takes after the likes of Friedrich Schor, Paul Schöffler, Hans Hotter, Ferdinand Franz, George London, Thomas Stewart, Gian Giacomo Guelfi, Donald McIntyre, Simon Estes, and Samuel Ramey. When combining all of these bass baritones in Paul Schöffler's, Ferdinand Franz's, Hans Hotter's, and George London's cases, and basses in Samuel Ramey's case, and Heldenbaritones in Gian Giacomo Guelfi's, Thomas Stewart's, and even to some extent Donald McIntyre's cases, you get Juha Uusitalo, who is virility, sheer manliness, sheer toughness, endurance, and absolutely virile strength incarnate. And he consistently encapsulated that virility in some of my favorite roles, including Escamillo from Carmen, Don Pizarro from Fidelio, Wotan from Rheingold, Valkyrie, and Siegfried, comic roles such as Leporello from Don Giovanni and Don Magnifico from La Cenerentola, the Dutchman or the Hollander from The Fliegende Holländer, and Barone Vitello Scarpia from Puccini's Tosca. These were roles that I truly admired from Juha Uusitalo thanks to his strong virility, naturally dark emission, abundantly manly virility, and formidably towering stage presence, which were all of his great attributes, as well as his ace cards to ensure that he delivered some incredible performances, not only in these roles, but also in some of his concerts. Therefore, Juha Uusitalo is the complete package no matter what he does, from comic to dramatic, from baritone to bass baritone to basso cantante, from comedies to dramas to nearly everything under the sun. That is just how much I admire, adore, and thoroughly adulate Juha Uusitalo as a complete performing artist. His Christmas album also shows that he can maintain that strong formidability present in his bass baritone voice that has that wonderfully versatile extension from the deep, low notes to some exciting high notes, and has peerless discipline and musicianship by his side to make The Wonder of Christmas work so handsomely as not only a Christmas album, but a testament to what Juha Uusitalo can truly accomplish, both lyrically and dramatically. He emitted strength, nobility, and formidability in his rendition of Joy to the World, which sounded nobly regal, as if he were truly welcoming Christ the King, and also demonstrated some agility in Il est né le divin enfant, in which he could keep up with the lively tempo. But by far one of his biggest highlights that showed him in his most formidable was Golden Kunikaan Marsi, or March of the Three Kings, based on Georges Bizet's farandole from his L'Arlésienne suite, in which he was able to use that march-like tone to his advantage, as well as inhabit this particular Christmas carol with formidability, strength, and a whole lot of macho toughness that made me thoroughly in awe with what he could truly accomplish, and made me thoroughly astounded at what he was able to convey in this particular Christmas carol. Even as I heard the March of the Three Kings, I already realized that this was the farandole from Georges Bizet's L'Arlésienne suite. And I thought that was a rather interesting tidbit when listening to this particular song, because this was one that got me thoroughly pumped and absolutely elated, all thanks to Signore Uusitalo's exceptional vocal prowess. Exceptional vocal prowess aside, he also had superb diction, whether he sung in English, with the cases of Joy to the World, Carol of the Drums, and Gabriel's Message, or in German, such as the cases of Maria durch ein Dornwald ging, Die Hirten, and Vom Himmel hoch, O Englein kommt, to his native Finnish, such as Legenda, Joulun kellot, en etsi valta loistua, and Varponen joulua muna, and French, such as Il est né le divin enfant. There was no doubt that Signore Juha Uusitalo exercised virility, as well as used that wonderfully Wagnerian bass baritone voice of his to emit these big, juicy sounds, complete with virility, complete with masculinity, and complete with a whole lot of endurance and strength. He truly was a great mixture of Ferdinand Franz, Hans Hotter, George London, Thomas Stewart, Gian Giacomo Guelfi, Simon Estes, and Samuel Ramey. Ferdinand Franz for his huge emission, Hans Hotter for his virile nobility, Simon Estes for his depth, George London and Thomas Stewart for his aristocratic nobility, Gian Giacomo Guelfi for his beefiness and especially some of the baritone high notes he could reach, and Samuel Ramey for his exceptionally wide and expansive range. That is just how much Juha Uusitalo has won me over in this Christmas album, thanks to his astounding versatility, equally astounding musicianship, and his technique is what happens if platinum, titanium, and gold were to combine in an alloy to make a miraculous metal, thus solidifying Juha Uusitalo as an exceptional performer who managed to do justice to all of these wonderful Christmas carols. Bolstering Juha Uusitalo's exceptional vocal performance was Atso Almila, who led the Turku Philharmonic Orchestra with beauty, grace, nuance, and excitement. There was not one dull moment with Maestro Almila's conducting. He paid attention to every single detail, teased out some moments, as well as imbued the orchestra with agility, formidability, nimbleness, and most importantly, shading, nuance, and color to give it life, personality, and absolutely great excitement. And what can I say about the Turku Philharmonic Orchestra? Everybody from the percussions to the strings to the winds to the brass played magnificently and collaborated so extremely well. There was not one sour note. Everybody played as focused as possible, and they also bolstered Juha Uusitalo's exceptional vocal performance. I cannot begin to recommend Juha Uusitalo, The Wonder of Christmas, enough. I highly recommend this Christmas album if you are hankering for a virile, formidable, amazingly dynamic, and thoroughly charismatic bass baritone to make your holiday season an exciting one. Juha Uusitalo's exceptionally outstanding vocal prowess made this Christmas album a great gold star in its own right. Bolstering the entire package was Atso Almila's superb conducting of the Turku Philharmonic Orchestra. Everybody managed to be at their A game through and through, and you know what I'm going to give Juha Uusitalo, The Wonder of Christmas. A well-deserved rating of 5 out of 5 stars. This is a Christmas album that you owe to yourself to listen to during the holiday season. You will be amazed at how Juha Uusitalo can produce these big, awesome, juicy sounds thanks to his trademark dark, rich, round, and thoroughly exceptional bass baritone voice with the depths of a bass and some of the high notes of a baritone. He has been winning me over as an outstanding bass baritone ever since I was a teenager, and he still wins me over to this very day as an adult. Therefore, Juha Uusitalo, The Wonder of Christmas is a must listen if you are a fan of Juha Uusitalo, or you've yet to hear about this awesome bass baritone. You definitely owe it to yourselves to listen to him. I'm sure that my fellow fans of Juha Uusitalo would agree with me that this is one of the best pieces of work that he has recorded, and therefore has solidified himself to be one of the finest bass baritones of the 21st century. And for those of you who listen to Juha Uusitalo, The Wonder of Christmas, what'd you think of it? Did you really love Juha Uusitalo as a magnificent singer? Was there a particular favorite Christmas carol that you would have loved to listen to over and over again? Did you also find his vocal prowess to be thoroughly dynamic, especially when he paid close attention to how he was going to sing these particular Christmas carols? Or did you feel like this particular album was not really to your liking? Please let me know in the comments below. Well, that's it for my review of Juha Uusitalo, The Wonder of Christmas. Tune in later for my review of Suomen Kansallis Opera Joulu, or the Finnish National Opera Singer's Christmas album. So until then, happy holidays, everybody!